on to the very next topic where we will actually see two other students who will be sharing with us their cybersecurity journey. Let us first welcome Mr. Cher Boon, Vice President of Whitehats and final year student for Bachelor of Science, Information Systems of Singapore Management University, to present you with Cyber Got Talent. Handing it over to you, Mr. Sim.
Very good morning to everyone. So today I'll be sharing my journey as a student. In fact, I'll start way back from secondary school, and I promise it will be a interesting one, and it's going to be very personal because I think probably in the audience there might be one or two educators that have been part of my life, and I would like to share what I've experienced and what I'm doing now and what I'm going to do next. So yes, I'm currently studying SMU, and this is my journey. Okay. So in the beginning, I really hated school. I was actually from Ngee Secondary School. So any Ngee teachers out there, hello. So I played basketball in secondary school, and I literally don't like studying. So the fact that it was just CCA for me every day, and it's my result speaks for itself. Like I didn't really study a lot, and although I did got kind of settled down and started studying very late, nearing my O levels, I still managed to earn some points to go into Polytechnic. So back then I was a really design and technology student. Like I want to create the next best product, for human beings to use. But then again, the design school turned me down in Nanyang Polytechnic. So instead of going to a design school, I went to IT school. Actually, a friend of mine who was my tuition teacher, now is a very close friend of mine, actually introduced to me programming. So he was like, why not just take up this and you see what's going to happen next? That's what I did. I found a spark in Polytechnic, in Nanyang Polytechnic. So I was in this course called Engineering Informatics, which no longer exists now, but the course still remains. I don't know what is it called right now. That's where I really fell in love with programming. Then there was this mentor given to each class, and this mentor, her name was Tan Ai Lian. So really big thanks to her. She was very patient with me because coming out of secondary school, being very lost and clueless of what to do, she was very patient with me on this information technology. And she introduced me to a couple of competitions that Nanyang Polytechnic actually takes part in, and one of them is actually World Skills. And this is one of the competition that I would say is a turning point in my life. In fact, if I don't know who or what I will be if I didn't take part in this competition, right? So it was basically every single holidays while people are having their fun and probably doing part-time jobs. I was back in school, back in the computer lab, training every single day in the holidays. There was no holiday for me practically, right? So and the results paid off. So the hard work paid off, and I managed to achieve a silver medal in the World Skills Singapore 2014. And from the knowledge I gained there, it was also applicable to other competitions within the technology area. So I find myself very interested in this thing called skills competition. But you see, so far what I've been talking right now is nothing related to cybersecurity. It's all how I've been a punk in secondary school, don't want to study, and end up being a bit studious and picking up some of the skills that bring me to certain places. And of course, after Polytechnic, everybody, every male Singaporean have to serve the NS. So here's where I reached a crossroads. Right? When I was about to finish my national service, I was very lucky to be awarded the National Infocomm Scholarship, which is known as the SGD Scholarship right now. And because without that, I wouldn't be in my university right now because I wouldn't have the money. So I was thinking, which one should I focus in, right? Which track in the technology field should I focus in? And it was between Internet of Things and cybersecurity. They are very huge buzzwords back then, and they're still huge buzzwords now. And I thought, why not just learn cybersecurity, right? Because it is free to learn. You can literally Google search how to hack yourself, And yeah, I took the free route, and that's where I kicked off. So literally, I dive into the unknown, like in the Frozen 2 movie, Into the Unknown. Yeah, it was literally into the unknown. Like I don't know anything about cybersecurity. In fact, I took cybersecurity in Polytechnic, and I think I got a C plus for it. So a student like this, how? I picked up a book while I was in a new book called the Certified Ethical Hacker Handbook in Army. I bought it from Kinokuniya, and to really summarize what I've gone through basically is ever since the start of my university, my goal was to go for as much out of curriculum training I can, as much of it as I can, because it is how I'm going to learn. Because I think that the curriculum in university, yes, uh, there are some foundational things like calculus and whatnot, statistics, but I wanted to go at my own pace. So this is where I started to use some funds from my scholarship, some of my personal money to buy books and resources to really learn from the right people and the right institutions. And of course, my very first semester of university, I was having 7 days work week for almost 2 months because I was attending courses and I was taking certifications. And as you can see, the two certificates badges, they actually earn, one of them is earned this year and one of them 2 years ago, or rather last year. So every year I try to hit something new to really expand my knowledge horizon. So what about competitions, right? So here is the fun part. So ever since I got into university, my first year, I did not back down from any competition. So I still had the same mindset from my polytechnic days. Right, go for every single competition. Right, no, never back down, and I won some of them. So here are some of the places that I've been to. Cyber Defender Discovery Camp, Cross CTF. You see, some of them are repetitive because they are like big events and annual. And I managed to go to Hong Kong to represent Singapore as the institution to win the EY Asia Pacific Hackathon. Sadly, I lost to Malaysia, but okay. I think we learned a lot there. And then last year was my first ever win in a major competition, Cyber Investigators Challenge by Ministry of Home Affairs. And I went to DEF CON last year as well. A group of Singaporeans from different backgrounds, we came together as a group to win to go and take part in a side competition, not the main competition, but a side competition. And it was one of my dreams that I managed to achieve here is that I was able to speak at a podium of a very a very high, or rather the conference to go to. Like if you were a cybersecurity specialist, and the number one place you want to be able to go to as a dream is to visit DEF CON. So it's like a mecca, you have to go there once in a lifetime. So I managed to achieve that last year. But and this year, another Cyber Defender Discovery Camp, my team wanted in amidst this COVID pandemic. It was a pretty interesting experience. Working remotely and competing remotely is a truly interesting experience. But it does not end there because it's not, to me, when I think about competing and not, I do knowledge sharing at the same time. Ever since my second or first semester university, I realized that there's a gap between the university students and the current technical knowledge they require to push themselves to the next bound. So what I did is that I often volunteer to the CCA that I'm in, which is SME White Society, to actually conduct workshops and also be part of outreach program like Whitehats 2018, 2019, and 2020, which we actually invite junior college students to our school, SMU, to take part in a 2-day cybersecurity course. 1 day lesson and the next day is like a competition. So to get them interested in cybersecurity. And so apart from that, running workshops in SMU is like a staple and part and parcel of those who have technical knowledge, because I often told my juniors who have the technical knowledge that if you know or if you learn something new, you should share with your juniors or peers, because not everybody have the luxury of time and effort to really find out everything, but we have that ability to share. We should share, and everybody can learn together. So there's often something that people tell me, right? Cher Boon, why are you doing this? You're crazy. You think you got a lot of time, is it? um, and there is also this saying that, if they say you're crazy, you're doing it right. And I think I might be doing it right. I might be doing it wrong. I wouldn't say I'm right, but I would say that I'm crazy enough to dabble myself into all these. And for the past few years, even though it is tiring and at some point, but I think that everybody can do it, because when I look back about almost 10 years ago when I left secondary school, I didn't imagine that, I couldn't imagine that I'll be doing this. Let alone speak in such setting. I think it's something that every student is able to do it, and cybersecurity is not only for people who scores very well. It's also for people who are willing to put in the hard work. And I think that anybody can do it. So with that, thank you, and I'll pass my time to the MC.
Thank you very much to Cher Boon for sharing your experience on being a cyber talent. I can definitely hear that passion in your sharing slides. And also, it definitely seems like quite a journey where it's taken you all over the world. So congratulations on that. Before we hear from our second speaker here today, just a quick reminder for all of you to fill out the feedback form below, which you can access via the link or simply by scanning the QR code. On the main menu above, you'll also be able to find out more information and also a resources tab where you'll be able to access various videos as well as publications and books to aid with sharing about cybersecurity. With that, I would like to welcome Mr. Jason Koh, advisor to Gryphons and Year 3 student for Diploma in Infocomm Security Management of Singapore Polytechnic, to share his take on Cyber Got Talent. Over to you, Mr. Koh.
Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome all to CSA Education Symposium 2020. First off, wonderful sharing by Cher Boon, very insightful. And hopefully what I'm about to share will be somewhat insightful as well. So my name is Jason, and today I'll be sharing about my journey in cybersecurity. And how I'm going to do it is, first I'm going to talk about how I got into cybersecurity, and then I'll move on to some of the things that I've participated and organized cybersecurity related. All right, so to set the pace and give some context, here's some background information about myself. I'm a third-year student in Infocomm Security Management over at Singapore Poly. I'm currently doing my last semester and internship at CSIT, where I'm doing vulnerability assessments on IoT devices. So pretty cool stuff over there. I come from an IT background as well. I studied in IT College West, 2 years in Higher NITEC Information Technology Systems, where I specialized in advanced networking. And I also took my N-levels in Westminster Secondary School under the normal academic stream. Lastly, they want me to throw a little fun fact about myself. I really do like coffee. I'm the type of guy that need to have a good cup of coffee to start the day, right? All right, so moving on to the first point, how I got into cybersecurity. It largely has to attribute to one of the CCAs that I participated in during my IT days, known as the PCSM Club. Now, this club is also known as the PC Service and Networking Club. It's a course club, which means that it's a club meant for students of a particular course. Now, in my case, was information technology. So the aim of the club is to foster a community between students of different levels, specializations, skill sets, to facilitate a place where students get to help one another to strive to do better. Now, it also encourages students to explore their interests, whether or not it's to present in front of a crowd or conduct a workshop or anything pertaining to IT will do. So personally, I spend most of my time searching up cybersecurity related materials. Throughout my 2 years, I was also very fortunate to be elected the president of the club as well. So I took the opportunity to look more into cybersecurity and also help raise awareness about digital scams, how to better safeguard your personal information, and how to not overshare on social media. So you can see on the screen there are some photographs of some of the past sharing sessions and workshops I've conducted over the years in IT at the Tamadrong CC for the active aging community. So really lovely folks over there. Hearing that, you might ask, so what's next? Well, the more I look into cybersecurity, the more interested I became. Because it's like what Cher Boon said before, it's really a buzzword back then, and everyone really wants to, see what's up with cybersecurity. So myself included. So after I graduated, I actually applied for a cybersecurity course, which is now, as you know, I'm studying in Infocomm Security Management over at Singapore Poly. It was my first choice, and I'm glad to say that I got it. Across my 2 years, coming to 3 years of studies in SP, I've learned a lot of things such as ethical hacking, malware reversing, computer law, secure coding, applied cryptography, just to name a few. But I also participated actively in a club known as Gryphons, or we are also better known as the DISM Gryphons. Now, the purpose of this club is also really similar to the previous club I've led, known as PCSM Club, which is to foster community between students. Now, in DISM, regardless of your year, your skill level, and specialization, place where students get to learn from one another, mentor each other to help each other excel and strive to do better day by day. Once again, now coming to 3 years of my stay in the club, I was very fortunate to be elected as the president of this club as well, in which I got the unique opportunity to lead and plan cybersecurity related events for the DISM population over at Singapore Poly. So today I'm just going to touch over 2 events that happened sometime between last year and this year to give you a taste of what we at SP actually give to the students. So the very first event is a bug bounty workshop done in collaboration with Yes We Hack. Many of you may not know what a bug bounty is, so I'm just going to give you a short run through. Now, bug bounty is offered by many companies. You can think such as Starbucks, Facebook, Google, just to name a few. Now, these programs are managed by third-party organizations such as Yes We Hack to facilitate the exchange for bounty for to facilitate the exchange of bugs for bounty. It's essentially, you can think of it as company paying the good hackers to hack their system so as to protect it from the potentially bad hackers with the real malicious intent. So at SPDISM, we recognize that bug bounty is a rising trend, it's a buzzword, especially if you're in the industry, you hear it day and day. We decided to invite Yes We Hack to conduct a bug bounty workshop. The students get to learn from the professional forensic security researcher, Bit K, which you will see in a bit. And during the workshop, students get to learn things about bug bounty, the methodologies, alongside some tips and tricks for newcomers to even step into this field of bug bounty. So some of the bugs, it's not just theory, the students also get to participate actively to put their newfound skill sets, knowledge to the test. So at the end of the day, the students get to attack an old decommissioned web server, and here are some of the bugs that was found in there. So user enumeration, IDOL, cross-site scripting, all the way to remote code execution. So really the whole package of what they learn, they're able to apply it, which is really meaningful and eventful for the students that day. So moving on to the next event, this is what we call the Scada Cyber Q Chain Demo. It's operational technology. It's a showcase that happened earlier this year at the 2020 SP Open House, where we showcased this over at the School of Computing for the incoming students. So Scada system is known as the Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition System. This system gathers, analyzes real-time data, usually used to monitor plants or manufacturing or industries, equipments in the manufacturing industry, so on and so forth. It's what we call operational technology, or OT for short. Now, what we did in this showcase is actually to run an exploit to hack the Scada system, which is on the right side of the screen. You can see being projected, which is responsible for managing the water pumps and also the turbine that is needed to generate electricity for the model city that's on the left side. So you can see there's a miniature city with vehicles, street lamps, buildings, even traffic lights. And then there's some equipment being propped out at the back. Those are actually the physical representation of the pumps and also the turbines. Now, what we did in the showcase is that we hacked the Scada system, which in turn compromised the plant, which in turn caused a citywide blackout. So it was a really cool and exciting demonstration that was showcased. I really wish I had the video to showcase how cool that is, but unfortunately I couldn't get my hands on the video. So I have this little program workflow over here for you to sort of visualize how the whole thing went down. So we start with the operator workstation, where it gets compromised by a malware, virus, Trojan, and then it starts sending false signals. So bad signals towards the logic controllers. So we have the process and also the safety PLCs. Now you can sort of think of them in a very layman term, will be the brain of the system. So they are the one that is responsible for interpreting the signals and then sending out commands to things such as the pump and turbines, telling them how to behave. Now, because the operator workstation has been compromised, the signals is also wrong. The pump and turbine start behaving erratically and start turning on and off rapidly. So much so to the point that it starts to trip the protective relay, which in turn trips the traffic light and also the street lights, causing the citywide blackout. Now, it's a really cool event, but Through this, we really want to outline the significance of operational technology security, where hacking no longer means all things digital. Now, keep in mind that Scada has been used in almost all the industries, and physical assets in those industries can be harmed. And the worst case scenario, it can even lead to a loss of life if it's not taken seriously, which is sort of the message we want to bring across, and at the same time highlighting the importance and also the impact of cybersecurity as a whole for the incoming students. Now, just to wrap things up, I hope through this presentation I showcase cybersecurity to all of you in sort of a different light, and also a perspective of a student through my journey and some of the events that I ran along the way. I'm going to leave you with this funny reference that I see a few days ago. A particular someone said something along the lines that nobody get hacked. You'll need 197 IQ and 15% of a victim's password to pull off a hack. So if you know where the reference came on, it's really funny. You wouldn't expect someone to say that. But if you don't know, Google it, and I can assure you, it will be also quite shocking. So thank you. Have a nice day. That's the end of the presentation. You can reach out to me over at LinkedIn, scan the QR code. The link's there. And that's it. I'm going to pass it to the MC. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Jason and also to Cher Boon for sharing their experience and their journey to becoming a cyber talent. And for now, we're just going to jump in with a very, very quick Q&A session. We do have people who are interested to find out from the both of you, okay? Since it has been quite a journey so far and you are just, very, very young, right? Still undergoing your education. But they want to find out what made you so interested in cybersecurity to start with?
Maybe Cher Boon want to take the answer?
Cher Boon, you want to start first? Oh, we're unable to hear you, Cher Boon.
Oops.
Okay. Let's do that again.
Okay, so when I started cybersecurity, obviously because it was free, but then again, it was basically the problem-solving aspect of it that made me want to do more. And I think that Jason will agree with that because in cybersecurity, it's not about trying to hack system and voila explode. No. It's about really problem solving, because when we want to attack an organization, right, we don't attack the infrastructure, we attack the humans. So I guess for starters, why we want to get in is because probably the excitement as well. Yeah, that's for me.
Just for me, I just thought it was really cool. I was very young. I saw a live hacking demo, and really got roped into the whole cybersecurity thing. But later on, as Cher Boon mentioned, really it's the problem-solving aspect. It's ever-changing. Every day you're facing something new. Technology rises, more and more things to learn about. So it's really a fun field to stay in. Yeah.
Nice. So it definitely seems like you two are puzzle lovers. You definitely like solving problems over here. So thank you so much once again for sharing your journey with us, Cher Boon and Jason.